Hello, everybody. How are you? Hello, hello. It is so good to see you. So, all right. So, hopefully, you can hear me. And I just thought I would show you again. Remember the butterfly that I made last week? Well, it's all dry. And I've got the antennae glued again and these glued so they're a little stiffer. And look at the shape. Isn't that cool? Isn't that neat? So it's now dry, reasonably stiff, and I could put it on a quilt. Heck, it would look good on my outfit. Maybe I should make smaller ones of these to go with my outfits. So, how are you, everyone? Susan, hi, sweetie, and Sonia, and Nikki, and let's see all who is here. Oh, I'm sorry I've missed all you're talking about. I was busy right up until the time I got on camera. Cheryl Hogan is here. Ah, so good seeing my Sonia. I love my Sonia. Laura Rylander, it is so good to see you. Betty is here. Wait till you see the photo I have of her nighttime landscape. It is pretty remarkable, everybody. And Kathy Klein, how good is it to see our Kathy again? Oh, so good to see you. So, anyway, Butterfly was a success. He does a little bit of shining, a little bit of glittery look. And see how firm he is now? So I can put him wherever I want. I could put a magnet on the back of him, stick him on the refrigerator if I wanted. But I think what he's going to do is going to go on a quilt. In fact, maybe he'll go on, let me see if whoops, there it is. Everything's backwards. Whoops, in the camera. See the butterfly quilt over there? Maybe it needs a almost real butterfly. I started to say a real butterfly on it. It becomes real the time you spend with it. You bond with it. So anyway, I just wanted to show you after it's all dry and everything good. All right. So, whoops, let me get the chat right to the current point. So it's Deborah Donnell here. Well, thank you, Miss Nikki is the sweetest thing. Let me tell you. Ooh, I don't have my camera quite right. I want you to see. Got my vaccination. I got my sticker on. And you know what? Honestly, I would have liked at least a day off. But the shot was so easy, I couldn't even justify a day off. So, such is life, right? I complain about the shot not hurting. Yeah, but a little bit of soreness in the arm, but not even enough to tell the kids about, you know? So, it's so good to see all of you. And my snack of the day is fresh pineapple. Late Michelle Lang is here, and Vicki Lemire is here. This is so good to see you. And Deborah Donnell, you're doing much better, still on light restrictions and can't drive. And she's had all her shots. That's wonderful. I can't wait to get my second shot. And then I don't know, we'll talk about this later, but I don't know if any of y'all are having any of the anxiety of society opening back up. But I'm not sure I'm ready to go back out in the real world. So I've got a little, I can't wait to go see my grandsons. And then the kids said, stay a few days. We could use some help with them. And I'm thinking, I don't know if I can take care of kids. Now, I did home daycare for gobs of years and then had 3 kids of my own. But all of a sudden, it's like the real world seems a little scary to me. But anyway, let me tell you about this pineapple. It's my new favorite thing. Our local Harris Teeter, we have Harris Teeter stores near here, and they have had so many sales on pineapples, and you buy the whole pineapple for $1.99. Well, as a kid, sometimes I would love pineapple, and sometimes I found it too tart. Just thinking about it and smelling it is making me salivate. But my mother used to take and make these pineapple boats, and she would put the little maraschino cherries on every other one and put a little fancy frilly toothpick. And so then when there were special days or events or parties, she'd have a pineapple boat sitting there. So I had Mark a few months back buy a pineapple for me, and he's like, "Are you really going to eat that thing?" He's not a big fan of pineapple. But what I found is you let the pineapple sit on the counter and you check it every day. And it can take, from the time you get it home from the store to the time it's ready, it could take over a week. And every day I watch it, I pick it up and smell the bottom. And what you notice as it ripens, the outside gets a yellow orange. Look, it goes from green yellow to yellow orange. And when the bottom almost smells like it's gone too far, it's perfectly ripe. And then I take and cut the top and the bottom off, and I shave off the rough part of the sides, and then I cut it into quarters and take out the inside core of it. It is so good. It makes you want to cry. I mean, it is that good. Pardon me. But now I've learned, let them ripen. When we would get them from the store and cut them right up, we were eating an unripe pineapple. And oh my gosh, so for $1.99, I have a whole bowl upstairs of pineapple slices just ready for me. And so, but anyway, I have been a fruitaholic the last year, and I didn't think I liked fruit before. But one of my students introduced me to Honeycrisp apples. Whoa, that was a whole new ball game for me. Now I love red grapes and Honeycrisp apples and bananas here and there, but I love this pineapple. So what I do, and I love applesauce and I love raisins, I went to the doctor Tuesday after I had my shot at 10:30 in the morning. Mark and I both had our vaccination, and I had it put in my opposite arm. I'm left-handed, so I had to put it in my right arm. It was so easy. So easy. Now, I've heard the second one can make you really tired, so we planned on having an easy meal all prepared. We just ready to eat, and we might take it easy when we get the second shot. But we're not worried. Pat is here. Hello. Oh, that's a great, Pat, I never knew that. Thank you. Fantastic. I love it. And she was saying, turn the pineapple upside down because whatever juices settle to the bottom will then redistribute. Like that idea. So, yes, I'm not quite ready to be back to the hurry and hustle and bustle of real life, I wonder how many people are feeling that. But anyway, then I went to my doctor's visit, and turns out my A1C, which was 7.1 last time, was 6.2 this time. And it's partially because I am eating better since my surgery. I've lost weight, and I think the fact is I snack on fruit. I try not to just hit candy or chips. But anyway, all my triglycerides were normal for like the first time almost ever. And so I'm really excited. And if you see a bruise on my hand, it's just where they used the pediatric needle to draw the blood because she tried to draw it out of my arm, and I hadn't had enough water and my veins kept collapsing, so they had to do it on my hand. And now I've got a bruise. But I take baby aspirin. So, but anyway, I had a really good doctor's visit, and I'm so happy. And the reason I'm telling you all this, not just because I'm trying to bore you to tears, is because I have been saying on this show that I love doing this show. I love it. I adore it. And especially my Sunday show, I love the contact I have with you. I have told all of you that, oh, you found my lost weight. You're so cute, Laura. Well, she did say I've got to start exercising every day. So maybe we can lose it both together and lose it forever. But, oh, yeah, you're right, Susan. You're right. Because she said the moment she'd try to draw the blood out, it would collapse. That was it. Took her 3 sticks. But I said, just don't dig. I'd rather you do a new stick than dig. So, but anyway, but I just wanted to tell you that honestly, I love what I'm doing. I love my time with you all. I don't know how I would have gotten through this year without you. It is so much fun to have a group of you out there. And since I tend to be a hermit, it's almost the best thing for me. I did an in-person group for 9 years, but it wore me down. And this with having I can have my in my cave time, and then I can come on here Sundays and be all excited to see you. So it's a perfect mix. And even my blood work proves when I always say, you are so good for me. And thank you for being my friends, being my quilting buddy, and us getting together. Oh, grilled pineapple tonight, Laura. I love that. In fact, talking about grilled, we're going to put a steak on the Barbie. I ordered Mark. A little surprise. I needed to get some new cushions for my swing out back. And he's been trying to grill on this little teeny grill that, he has to crouch down. It just sits on the deck and it doesn't work. It just not hot enough. It was a piece of junk to begin with. So I ordered him a grill. And because I know he's kind of touchy about spending money on certain things, I got it for $119 from Home Depot. So I figured that way he couldn't complain. And when I said, I got you something, and he said, what is it? And I told him, he goes, and I said, it was only $119. He goes, oh, okay, then. So, because you know what? For summertime, I don't want to stink up the house and heat up the house by, if we can throw it on the grill outside, all the better. So, Diana Wright is here. Oh my goodness. Wait a minute. I think I hear the Hallelujah chorus. I think I do. Diana Wright is here. We are so happy to see you, Diana. I'm sorry Nick had to work, but we're glad that we get to some time with you. So anyway, it's a great day. The weather's warming up. The little leaves are peeking through. My flowers here and there are just bursting out. So I think, one of my first things I'm going to do is take my sewing machine out on the back deck, and I'm going to sit out there and sew and listen to the birds. Honey, we missed you too. Wouldn't it be wonderful if we were in the same community? And one of these days, it'll probably have to be next year or the year after, we're going to meet at Missouri Star Quilts. And I think that way I can get Michelle to come out. Maybe she can fly down to me and I'll drive her there. We'll figure it out one way or another. So I will have to take some pictures. I've got a little bush out back, and Mark was doing some trimming, and he was like, I could take care of that bush. I said, not yet. It's going to be blooming, and it's got what looks like a baby's breath kind of sprays. It's one of the old-fashioned bushes our grandmothers had. So it's blooming like crazy now, and I'm so glad I got him to hold off, and because I'd have to wait a whole another year. And you know what? That's burning daylight. So anyway, I have a lot to show you. And you remember, this time I didn't make a project for us to do today because I said the past 2 weeks we haven't gotten to the last of my UFOs. So I want to get to my UFOs. So anything going on? Oh, that is nice. Thank you. Hit the thumbs up because I have been forgetting to say anything to people. I tend to be a little humble. But I always forget to tell people, and that's great. Oh, that was wonderful, Susan. I love that. Oh, well, who was it? There was somebody I was talking to. Jamie from Jamie's Quilty World. I haven't seen her in a while. Bet you she's busy out there getting ready for spring. But she takes her sewing machine out to the deck, and that way she can watch Crystal play out in the yard and just be part of nature. So I want to do that too. So, in fact, you know what? This weekend I'm supposed to make the new cover for my swing. So I better get working on that this week. Kathleen Champ is here. So I'm hoping we'll see Nadine, but I'm not sure. But I've got pictures to show you all. And it truly is great to see all of you. I love this. I feel so lucky that I can come and spend time every Sunday with you. So thank you very much. Okay. The first thing, I don't want to get all emotional because I will. I'll embarrass everybody. And it's always a good day when Susan Smith is here and Miss Nikki is here. It's always a good day. And then talk about the maraschino cherry. The cherry on top is Diana Wright is here. And I think we should all meet at Diana Wright's house in July and enjoy her pool. I think so. And at nighttime, we can hand sew around her new fire pit. Hey, life is great. I think she's like, oh, great. Thanks a lot for inviting everybody. You're working and listening. That is absolutely fine, Miss Kathleen Champ. All right. Oh, yeah, maybe May. You're right. Texas, it would be hot. Because even in the pool, in fact, Mark, when he lived in Dallas, he said his pool sometime would feel like bath water. Not very refreshing. So anyway, okay, we'll do May then. Robin Boyd is here. Hello. It is so good to see all of you. I'm going to show you a new little gadget I have that's really making my life easier. So let me come over here and, oh man, I put it way down here. Let me move it. I anchor it with 2 iron-proof pins. So okay. So what I do is I take these 2 pins and I pin the fabric. And see how I angle the pins back that way? And then make sure my iron is hot. Okay. Come on, iron. There we go. All right. And then these, I forget now what they're called, but there is a name brand one, but they're very expensive. And these I got very, very cheap. And I found them on Amazon for like $6.99. The nice thing I got about this brand is it came with a free O-ring, and it came with some inexpensive, cheap little pins, a little ring of pins, which now I've probably lost. But anyway, and they come in all different sizes. The smallest is tiny, 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 1/8 of an inch, all the way up to 2.5 inches. Now I'm going to warn you, I have a feeling the expensive, nice ones aren't as melt resistant or more melt resistant than these are. So do not put your iron on top of it. And after you've been ironing a bit, when you let it cool, you might want to just kind of press it flat. But you put the fabric in, you come in from the back, go over, come back out the other side so that this edge is on top. And then I have this piece of trim. And what I like to do is once you get a couple inches started, the fabric naturally wants to fold in, okay? So what I do is I kind of hold it like this so it's kind of naturally folded in. And then you just push your iron against the little plastic piece as you go down the strip of fabric. And this just gives your fabric a nice double fold. Now you could do a single fold also with this. But before I had the other kind of things that were partly metal, had a little metal, the fabric went through a metal thing. And I'm sorry, but I found those too difficult to deal with, and my fabric would get off inside the metal thing. So I bought these, and I'm very happy with them. I saw them demonstrated. And so you measure the width of your cut fabric, and then you choose one of these little sweeties that's half the size of your cut fabric. And every once in a while, just make sure it's pretty even. You might have to kind of squidge it a little bit to make sure the fabric is pretty even. But you just go along with your iron, and your iron bumps that along, and you don't burn your fingers. Your fingers never get near hot fabric, which that's wonderful for me, because I've used those little finger cots that are supposed to keep your fingers from getting hot. Well, you still have to be careful with those, because if you let your finger get too hot, it will burn you right through those things. So those little iron finger things, but here's the strip, and here's after you do it. And I'm sure if you wanted to iron it perfectly in half, then get the one that's half of this. So if that's 1 inch, get the one that says 1/2 inch. In fact, let me show you. All right. Okay. Let me here's the 1/2 inch one. And so what I would do is I like putting the number side up, and I come up from underneath. Then I go back down in from this side. Okay. Let me show you. And this is what I'm doing, is taking the double fold and doing the final little thing here. Let me find a safe pin, and I will pin it, right here. And see how I go a pin going away from the strip? If you do it the other way, when you pull on it, it will come loose. So now do not put the iron down on top of these, okay? So you have to move it a little first so you can get at least the tip of your iron in. And then you just push, push, push like that. And now you have just made a beautiful piece of double fold binding. See that nice little... Now, normally I make my binding. This would be for the kind of binding I would do if I machine did it both sides. But just that easy. So, I wouldn't have to do it double fold even if I want. I could have come through and just done a single fold. So having all of these sizes is really wonderful, because it gives you a lot of options. All right. Okie dokie. Let's see. Then it is going to be Easter next weekend. I guess next Sunday is Easter. I'm not going anywhere for Easter because I'm still on lockdown. So if you want, whoever's here, let's just do our Sunday show and not worry about it. Maybe we could bring some chocolate and celebrate. Because you know what? Any day is a good day for chocolate. So what I'm going to do right now is show you, in the spirit of Easter, Oh, yeah. The problem with South Carolina and the problem that I had up in Maryland, it was too humid. I'm going to show you the eggs that my chickens lay. Oh, yeah. Good job, Diana. Yes, we celebrate chocolate every day. So, okay. I'm going to show you what my chickens leave in the nesting box for me every day. And they are very Easter egg looking. Get the little bit of straw off. But we've got a chicken who lays pink eggs. And then I've got a chicken who is part, I'm trying to remember, cuckoo Moran, who they lay chocolate brown eggs. So see how she's got these little speckles on it? So she's half cuckoo Moran. If she were full, this would even be darker. Then I've got a big Rhode Island red hen. Look at that big egg. Then these come from Americana chickens, and they lay what they call the blue eggs. And Martha Stewart had these chickens. That's the first person I saw that had chickens that laid. Well, I would tease when I would substitute teach, and I would take these green eggs, because I called them green eggs back then. In fact, at one point in time, I had a chicken who they called an olive egger. She would lay the green eggs, but it had a coating on them that made them look olive green. So I just thought I would show you, besides white, there are all different color eggs. And it's hard to see the true, well, I don't really think it's showing. But this is a beautiful blue-green that I just love. So I just wanted to show you, in honor of Easter, I have an Easter egg hunt every day. Actually, they're so good about laying them on the nest, so I don't even have to go look for them. But I just wanted to show you the many wonders of nature. So, and you know what? I think I'm going to have some hard-boiled eggs. That just made me hungry. So anyway, but that's the fun. And, when you decide what kind of chickens, and, you might start out with one breed, then you hear about another one that lays an interesting egg. So you grab that one. And then also right here, I've got a boo-boo. And the weather was so nice, and I love going out and sitting on my swing. And I've been taking kiwi. Well, Mark came out there, and the dogs, they all taste the same, and nutritionally, they're all the same. I had a woman who buy eggs for me, but she said, I don't want those green eggs. They're the same. And in fact, the inside of the shell is an even deeper color, blue-green, like a mint. It's so pretty. But anyway, yeah, they're all eggs are the same. The only difference in eggs is my home raised that get time outside to eat bugs and plants. And right now they're loving eating the new fern shoots. Mine are nutritionally better than ones that are kept in those mass, cages, run through, lights on all the time, produce. So, and I think my yolks are darker. In fact, Michelle might know. Michelle, did you ever? I used to give away eggs when I did the Quilt Guild, but I think the eggs taste better than store-bought. But it makes sense that if their diet is more varied, then the eggs might be a little richer. So, what do y'all? Oh, that's nice. Okay, so now I'll show you the progress of our Art Quilt Thursday. And also, Diane, it's nice to see it. Oh, Nick's there. Have fun, sweetie. Tell Nick we said hi. Okay, I want to show you the Art Quilt Thursday and give you a couple little hints about that if you're one of my Thursday gals. And if you know of any quilters that are guys, please tell them to come join us. So, okay, here we go. Here is the Art Quilt Thursday. And in fact, let me do something a little touch different. Okay, let me pull this over. I just want to show you some of the stuff I've been doing. I've been doing the thread painting, trying to give everything a little depth, a little texture. And probably, my camera's not been picking it up lately, but I used some metallic threads on the pond. But I've given my mountains and my clouds some definition, and then done a lot of thread painting in the bushes. And see how putting things in front of that lake, or at least you don't have to have it all the way around the front of the lake, but you just want to give it a sense of belonging, that it's not just floating. I did a bunch more thread painting on the tree because I did a bunch of little circles to kind of make it look like leaves. And then I did some more thread painting on the trunk. And I did work on my cabin. And I love that I ran the grasses up over the bottom of the cabin, so now it doesn't float either. One thing I'm working on right now is making a pathway back, like people would try to get to that lake. So that's what you're seeing there. Then I'm trying to add some moss and some vines to the wall, trying to make the wall look like it belongs. And then trying to, I've worked some yarn into the base of the wall to look like a little type of wildflower, maybe some violets. I've got some stems from couching yarn that I will put flowers on. So you can see where I'm just kind of building up the layers now. And so I think it's coming along. One thing I wanted to tell, in case any of you are my Thursday night people, is I have some tiny narrow ribbons. And I even have a few packs of silk ribbon. When you do ribbon embroidery, silk ribbon is the best. But if you don't have the money, because that is expensive, I buy some of these cheap from Joann's or wherever. And you can use these. I am going to use, oh, here, look at this beautiful silk ribbon. I'm going to use, oops, well, I had some crewel needles. I have to find them. They fell out in the bottom. But you just want to use some crewel work needles. See that big eye hole? And then that way you can work in the little ribbon. And these will make wonderful leaves. They'll make wonderful flower petals. They are terrific. So, whoops. So I've got all different colors. And I can't wait. Look at this. Does that look like Easter or what? So I just wanted to say, do not forget, I've got some dark green for some leaves and stems. So just don't forget that you can use silk ribbon or you can use inexpensive ribbon. And, oh, that's an unusual color. That's so delicate. So anyway, I'll be using this when I put the flowers on. I'll be using that when I put the flowers on the front of this quilt, because this quilt is called Mountain Meadow. And I have a free pattern if you'd like to join in with us. But the main thing is all in here, I'm going to have all these wildflowers. And in honor of my sweetheart Mark, who loved living in Texas, I'm going to put some Texas bluebonnets in there. So, plus maybe some daylilies and maybe some goldenrod, things like that. Little. I've got pictures of wildflowers that I'm going to use. So I finished this and I want to show it to you. I started on my second border. I have right now, as of right now, I need 3 other borders and then I've got to find that quilt. I know I showed it to you recently, but I've got to find that quilt so I can put this on it. But here it is. And I just kind of made this up. I looked around on the internet to find flowers that I liked, and I knew I wanted to do the graduated colors. So that was my theme. That this quilt has been made. It's called a binding tool star, and that's the quilt that serves as my backdrop for my YouTube channel. And it's my favorite quilt probably I've made. I had 30 people in a class for it. But anyway, I did a binding tool star on a black background with gorgeous batiks. And they were like, these colors were all in there. So anyway, I'm very excited. I really do like it. It has been so enjoyable to sit in the evening and calm down, relax after a busy day, and just do needle turn applique. So I keep meaning to. I really should show y'all again. Any of you who hear what the term means, I'll have to do a little demonstration next week. I'll bring down the one I'm working on and show you. But I just thought I'd show you that because I think it came out really well. This week I did have a little order come in, and it was Amazon. Mark needed a couple things. And so I put a couple things on the order too. Make sure you get it up to free shipping. So I love Issachort thread. And I think it's technically like an embroidery thread, but I find with my sewing machine, with my long arm machine, and it goes 1,500 stitches a minute, and it's an older Janome that was stretched, and I find Issachort can stand up to the pressure. It's all polyester, and it's made in Germany. That's why I love it. It's made where our Nadine lives, and it's wonderful, and it's affordable. This is a 5,000 meter spool, 5,000 meters, and this was just under $10. So I can afford that. But I love the color, the sheen, and it doesn't, let me see what weight this is. It's a 40 weight. And I just find it just sets in the fabric. In fact, that one was quilted with Glide. Glide is another one you can get in a great big spool. And I don't worry about quilting with cotton. The cotton was too hard at high speeds, too much lint, too many thread breaks. For years, I tried using different cotton threads, and I've switched to polyester. I just think it's made for that real high speed abuse that I give to thread. So I got that. I also got some hand needles for applique, and already forgotten to put them up there with the work I'm doing, which makes sense, but I wanted to show them to y'all because I get a mix. When I do hand applique, I will get straw needles, Milners, and applique. But I do find that the straw needles and the Milners are more inclined to bend, so I end up throwing those away more often. But the main thing with me anymore is just to get a big eye in the needle. If you can get them, the ones that are coated, that really is nice. But then, since I've been doing so many landscape quilts and my cow and all of that, I was running through my spool of monopoly. Now you can see why I always stumble over that term when I'm talking to you. Monopoly. But what that means, it's like a monofilament, but instead of being made of nylon, the Problem with nylon is it stretches and then stretches back, breaks more often, a little harder to handle. This is polyester monofilament, and it has a reduced sheen, which is a good thing because it's supposed to be invisible. And if it shines so much, then that's not good. Heat resistant, iron and dryer safe, will not become brittle over time, will not discolor, because some of the early monofilaments that people sewed with turned yellow. It's strong with low stretch and soft and pliable. And that's why this, and then YLI make one, but this, I say this is my go-to. This is my go-to Superior Threads. You've all heard of Superior Threads. And I think this was probably almost $10, maybe $8, but it will last you. I've been using my last one for a couple of years. So, and this has 2,000 yards, 2,200 yards. So it's amazing that much will fit. That no wonder it lasted so long. So I got this, and I got some needles this week. But that Issacord, and you know how I found out about Issacord thread, because I was really bummed out because I wanted to be purist and do cotton thread, and I would get so angry with the thread breaks, so angry. And it's not fun cleaning out lint every single bobbin, taking it all apart and vacuuming it out. But the main thing were those thread breaks. It's like, I don't have time to be rethreading this machine. And I was watching Leah Day. What a dear heart. I don't know if you've had a chance to watch. Yes, polyester is much better than nylon. Absolutely. And I was watching Leah Day. She did like 365 quilting themes in 1 year. And I've met her in person. Cutest little thing. And Jody made it. Yay, girlfriend. And so Leah Day recommended Issacord. So I ordered some. Boy, I wrote on her site, thank you so much for recommending Issacord, because it really made all the difference in the world. So, okay. Isn't it good seeing Jody? What a doll baby she is. Okay. Now, I told y'all that I would finish okay. I'm going to try to find this word. It's a place in France. Flame stitch. Nope, I'm going to have to go to the smart people. What is this called again? Because I just drew a blank. Truly drew a blank. I keep wanting to say batik. It's not batik. It's named Bargello. It's Italy. That's right. Not even France. It was named after a town in Italy where a chair was needle pointed with what people later called the flame stitch, and Bargello, Italy. And this is where this came. And the quilt version was taken from the needlepoint version. So I've got 2 chairs upstairs that the woman did the Bargello stitch or flame stitch on them, and I just treasure them. So I was going to have this all finished. I promised y'all I was going to have it all finished. Well, I was down to sewing on my last piece of fabric when I noticed something doesn't look right. You see how this pattern got interrupted? See how it's a nice rhythmic pattern and then bloop. Do you know why that is? I sewed it on upside down. When I saw that, I got frustrated with myself and I put it away. And I said, I'm not going to have this done for them because now I've got to pick out all these 3 pieces. 1, 2, 3. I've got to pick them out and do it again. So I got mad. So the last little piece I pinned on there so I wouldn't lose it. And I mean, this thing is I was almost there, ladies and gentlemen. But I thought I would show you what I chose for the binding of this Bargello table runner. And I got your opinions, which I loved. And I even thought about Miss Nadine's burnt orange. I even thought about that. And when I came time to go look in my fabric stash, this is what jumped out at me. Do you see this pretty pattern? And I didn't have that much of it. But I said, that lime, and this is supposed to be a spring table runner. And I said, that lime just kind of jumps out at me. And so I really liked it. And I remember, um, I'm sorry. Don't you hate sometimes when you keep making the same mistake, it means back up, walk away. But I went over. So I remember somebody saying, pick lime, pick lime. And I went over looking for more of this slime fabric, and I found this. And I said, that reminds me of a spring trellis and a trellis like you grow flowers up on. I said, that's it. So I had made that, and I just need to come on here and put it on the edge, and there we go. Nice spring finish for a sweet little quilt when I can calm down enough to take it out, 3 pieces of it out, and do it again. So I have a feeling I'll calm down sometime this week. I'm sorry. I am just human. And there are times it's like, how could this happen? And I got to tell you this. I was doing that thread painting on my upstairs machine, and I noticed, and I'm putting this machine through its paces. I was full bore. Had the feed dogs down, and I was going to town. Had my sticky gloves on. I was going. The machine all of a sudden said, your presser foot's not down. And it stopped me. And I went, no, my presser foot's down. And I realized I had overheated the machine. It needed a moment to cool off. So I walked away, went and got a little snack. And by the time I came back, it was nice again. So now this is all finished except for the binding. Just in time, my daughter's birthday is coming up, April 7th, and this is my daughter who works for the state in soil conservation, and she has her own farm. And so you'll see, this is why I made it for her. But her cow is now complete. I've done all of the quilting, done few little clouds, done all the quilting. And then one of the problems when I try to hold a quilt up, I can't see what you're seeing. And I worry that I'm going to be showing you like my hand. Okay, see the quilting? But here, I wanted this gray was put on to remind her of the old farm buildings when they did the county fair. And it was in St. Mary's, Maryland. So do you see, with the machine, I did St. Mary's, and I did a little thread drawn barn where they used to have the little sections to keep their animals in. And because we did a farm when, I guess, 92 through 2004. I had 10 acres in Maryland, and we had farm animals. And my daughters both, they were so good in 4-H. The daughter I made this for won Grand Champion Showman several years and always had the Grand Champion lamb. And her older sister would come in the next place. So they were very, very good. They used to walk these sheep so they could build up their muscles. They used to jump them over logs and stuff so they could have a better loin so they would show better and sell better. And they really worked very hard. We never had a cow, but I'll tell you of the significance of a cow in just a moment. Here's the cow's nose that I quilted and the eyes that I quilted. I love those eyes. And then the center mandala that I put, I love it. It kind of gives it an an Asia Indian feel. But I quilted it trying to make it look like the fur, the coat of the animal. And then on this other side, I quilted in a scene. This is a little scene of the show ring and my daughter showing her one of her lambs, and there's the judge and people leaning against the fence and other lambs tied up on the fence waiting for their turn in the ring. Then I did the school arts building where they used to enter stuff to get ribbons. And then here were the stands where we used to sit in there and watch the animal shows every day. And then this is hard to see, but it's a ring where they had the draft horse pulls. And so those are supposed to be a team of draft horses, but it doesn't quite look right. But there they are, the draft horses pulling those skids. Then I put a little Ferris wheel there, and I put the stands, the people in the stands and the roof overlooking the horse draft pull. So then I tried to decide and looked all around. What do I do the bottom with? So I did it with wavy lines and some sprigs of grass here, there, everywhere. Now, I like when I'm quilting, I like to put little messages and things in it. So, oh, that's so cool. Oh, Kathy, that's wonderful. I have so many fond memories of them doing this. In fact, my oldest daughter was farm queen one year. So, and that was fun. She loved going to the state fair because she got to work the ice cream booth and get free ice cream. She is my daughter, you know. But I wrote on here, I'm going to have to read it to you because I'm sure you can't read it. But it says Katie, and then it says grand champion, show woman, and lamb. So I don't know if you can see it better from the back. See how it's writing? And then over here, the whole reason I always wanted a farm. I always wanted a farm. But the first time we took them to the fair, my Katie was like 5 years old. She went up and hugged a 3,000 or 4,000 pound cow. Just hugged it around its neck, and the cow licked her. And so tiny, but we knew there was something special. She was so drawn to the animals. And because we got the farm, it just cemented her love of livestock and animals. And now that makes her life special. So right here, I wrote in, let me see, because she hugged a cow. So right in here, it's written, because she hugged a cow. Because that started us down that whole, somewhere I have a picture. If I ever find a picture, I'll show you. This little girl reaching up like this, hugging this great big cow, and that cow being so gentle with her. But you know, some kids, they just have that magic. And we had an ex-racehorse for a couple years. His name was Chance, probably Second Chance. And he was high strung and probably hadn't been treated that well. And when it came time to worm him, and she was only maybe 13, she could get out there. She was the only one that could worm him. He would rear up on all of us. He would act ugly. But when she would grab a hold of his harness, he'd stand perfectly still for her. So there are some kids, they have that magic. My oldest daughter, she's a magical teacher. And my next daughter, she is an animal whisperer. So I'm hoping this will mean a lot to her. And I also, in writing with the sewing with the long arm, I wrote Mama and 2021 so that she would, remember it. But I'm really liking it. I think I'm going to go a dark purple and just do a little binding so that I don't want anything to take away from the cow. And but I'm really, really happy with how it came out. So I'm so thankful. I need to send a picture to Jane Hawwood. And because I took that wonderful class with MenQ Sew the online quilt show, which, speaking of that, the Greenville, South Carolina quilt show is coming up, and I'm taking a class in that one. So if you have opportunities, take these classes, because you know what? I feel like I stumbled onto something that now is going to be a treasure for the family, for my Katie. And so classes can do good things. All right. Oh, I know. Poor thing. Poor thing with Leah Day. I was really hoping that she would be okay. And sometimes, so frustrating when nature doesn't follow what you want to have happen. That is for sure. So, let me see. I think it's time to look at UFOs. Then, as soon as we look at UFOs, we're going to look at your photos. I went last night and checked. So, if you put anything on there today, I might miss it. But now, let's have some fun looking at, good God, she hadn't finished anything. So, all right. Let me grab this basket. It is a heavy one. Okay. Now, some of you are going to remember this little quilt because I've shown it before. I've taken it to trunk shows. I'm the lady who comes to trunk shows with a bunch of floppies because I haven't quilted them yet, but that's going to change. All right. Is this upside? Yep, it's upside down. I belonged to a nighttime guild for a few years, and they had a contest saying, we want your quilt to be something about gardens. And so I thought, okay, I'm going to make a garden quilt, and I'm going to tell the truth about gardens. So this shows the worm on my broccoli. This shows the worm in the corn earworm in the corn. This shows the disease in my tomatoes that's making the leaves and tomatoes fall off. This shows a snail eating my lettuce and a chipmunk eating my strawberries. And it's so funny because back then, if you had asked me, I would have said, I'm a traditional quilter. But guess what? I had an art quilter's heart way back when. This is at least 15 years old. And I had a quilt artist heart way back then. So it's time to get this on the frame and get it quilted. But like I did the broderie purse where you cut out the items and you applique it down. And this is a lot of fun. This one makes me smile. So it shouldn't be in a tub. It should be out where I can enjoy it. And you remember, I think you probably remember this. I went camping one year, and this was the scene outside the campsite. And it was, 4 4 years ago at least, when I first had my ink tints, pencils, and I didn't have any stabilizers, so I used paper towels. And I ended up just practicing. Just this was white fabric, and I dyed it, and then I thread painted it. I want to get this in a frame. So this is a UFO. I'm going to get it in a frame because I love it now. That was just practice, but I love it. So, all right. Then, as some of you know, I'm planning on doing a series of things related to outer space because Mark loves anything outer space. And this is the God's Eye Nebula. And I did this just for fun because I wanted to give a thread painting talk to my guild. And it came out so good that I finished it except for the binding. So I need to get this finished. God's Eye Nebula. Then this was a block of the month that I did. And it's really cute and bright and colorful. And it needs quilted and bound. But what a cute, fun quilt. And it was back when probably 6 years ago, when we rediscovered solids, and the modern quilt movement taught us about using grays as the background, not needing to use white. Then, when I was looking for my last things, now Sonia, I don't say anything, Sonia. Sonia's finished hers, but these are my Jenny Beyer block of the month for the last couple years that I'm so close to finishing. So I'm going to finish these. All right. I'm looking to see if anybody's been trying to, oh, Nikki, I just love you, girlfriend. Nikki, when I finally get to meet you, I'm going to give you the biggest hug, and I probably won't let go for a long time. So anyway, so I've got that one I've got to finish. Some of y'all probably remember me working on those. I think I made videos. And then this one, it's in here somewhere. Parts of it are, oh my gosh, this is an even older one. Oh, yes, I remember this. Hold on, guys. Sometimes I can date them by the colors that I was making them. This is going to be exquisite. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? So I just need to get it finished. I probably have 5 or 6 unfinished Jenny Beyer projects. So that's another one. And they're all written down. This is a local shop's block of the month. And it just needs to be finished. So I went for like a year to all the block of the month. And this is the problem. You have to have that month finished before when you go there, or you have to pay money to get the next block, the next month's block. So while I was going to them, in fact, Michelle, we used to work on them together. We'd get that month block done. Michelle would get her quilt done. I'd put it in a bag and stick it somewhere. So, but this would be a nice quilt. And I just need to get it done. And this is the batik version. And I think I even did a solid. I would get myself in trouble because they would offer it 2 ways. One in solids and one in batik. Because I couldn't choose, I'd do both. So that's what got me in trouble. Then this is a cute little Christmas quilt that I like doing because the colors were unusual. and I just need to finish it. But it doesn't do any good to decorate for Christmas when, whoops, it's upside down, goes this way. It doesn't do you any good in a bag. You can't decorate for Christmas with it in a plastic bag. So I will be getting that done. I'm really proud of myself. Normally, about this time of year, I start a brand new project because I'm running away from finishing things. I'm getting smarter, guys. This has been the best thing. I was afraid of doing this, and I didn't want to put pressure on myself. I didn't want to beat myself up. Here's the binding tool star quilt. And I love this project. Love it. And you can buy the pattern from Missouri Star Quilts. It's not expensive. And you need a binding tool, which is like a rectangle, but one end is a 45-degree angle. But this is just my favorite. I've taught this class several times. My most popular class I've ever taught. Now, let's see. Oh, here's another block of the month. I wonder what year. Oh, this is 2013, 2014. And like I said, I would get, if it was a 12-month block of the month, I'd get 11 made. When I picked up the last pattern, I'd come home and kind of get busy doing something else. Not like this because it was the indigo. And so, I mean, there were some really beautiful, beautiful blocks. So, let me just say. But, you know, each block is a little different. And I need to put this together. So, but I'd go every month and they would give you a handout. And they would give me the indigo fabric and I would match it with something from my stash. And so that needs to be finished. And this was a like a monthly thing where everybody made a block and somebody won them. And this is so cute. It was called Flutterby. Cute, cute pattern. Flutterby. And I was one of the winners. So I won a few. And they're really, really cute. And my granddaughter, whoops, I'm sorry, you can't see them. My granddaughter loves butterflies. So maybe I should finish that for her. But they're very, very cute. And it wouldn't be that hard to finish. So I need to get that done. All right. Yeah, when you belong to groups, it's real hard not to just do every little activity, but it's nicer to finish. All right. This is, this is a Jenny Beyer pattern with some Jenny Beyer and some other types of fabric. And see this beautiful pattern? Has the classic Jenny Beyer look. So I remember getting this floral and I thought it was so pretty. I'm drawn by these unique colors, but I need to finish it. Okay. This is so pretty. I really do want to finish this. It's so, so pretty. And the center blocks are made kaleidoscope style by cutting 4 pieces of the border, of this narrow border. So I need to finish that. All right. Oops, let me hurry up. I don't want to miss our time to show you the pictures. So, all right. Called English Garden. And I definitely want to finish that. That's just beautiful. Okay. All right. So we do know I know how to start projects. We're just wondering, do I know how to finish them? But it's kind of fun going through this. I worried that if I ever put all these out, I would be so angry with myself. But I'm not, because you know what? This is not worth getting angry about. This is just something that, okay, what do we want to do with it? And like I said, some of these I'm going to give away, rehome with y'all. Some of them I'm going to just finish them because they're too important. And I'm not sure about this one. This is a paper piece. This was done during my Carol Doak Adore years, because I went through a time when, oh boy, everything was Carol Doak, paper piecing. And, let me see. Hold on a second. I thought I had enough of this done to show y'all, but now, did I already show y'all part of this maybe? I don't know. But I know I've got some borders done. I wonder if this is kept in two different places. Because I don't see a quilt in here. I see some fabric folded up. But I'm pretty sure I would have gotten, I get to the borders. I always start the heart of the quilt first. I think I better find the rest of this. And I think I remember showing y'all something with that pretty turquoise and brown. I remember that was this turquoise and brown, 2010. Yeah, that was the year, the turquoise and brown. I remember that. All right. It's getting filled up over here. Okay. This was a mystery, Planet Patchwork, one-day mystery, 2007. Oh, my goodness. And this is how it's supposed to come out. Now, it's kind of faded by now. But this is one of these that I picked the wrong fabric to do. This was not a Merry Mayhem. I'm not sure. Oh, it is a Merry Mayhem. Okay, I must not have done a good job of listening to what her fabric choices that she recommended. Because this is what I chose with all of these bright colors. I'm not sure how this is going to come out. I love the colors and I'd like a bright quilt, but I'm not sure that the fabric will work with the pattern. And and don't worry, I'm not going to do a drawing. I'm not going to do a drawing. I hope I haven't shown you these already. I don't think I have, but I hope I haven't. Let me know if you think. Take care, Pat, sweetie. Oh, and Pat, I'm going to show a picture of your grandson. I can't wait. This is the mandalas that I also taught. This was also a very popular pattern to teach. So, I kept I made them every which way. And what it is you cut the pieces out of the same area of fabric so that they all match the spin. And then you decorate inside. And I took a permanent pen and colored around it because I wanted it to kind of match the fabric I chose for the outside. It was kind of a cartoon fabric. So that's why I did that. So here's one mandala. I've shown you some of the mandalas I've done before. And here is another mandala. I did them in just about every color I could invent. Here's another color. And the mandala is just circle of life, and it's very common in lots of different cultures. Oh, so I've got these two circles already made. I just have to find the rest of the fabric that I was supposed to use them with. Here is a sewing room mandala. Oops, hold on. I haven't chosen what to put in the middle on this one yet. But this has got buttons and pins and all kinds of sewing implements on it. So I probably altogether made at least 8 of these. One I gave away, and I don't know if I've actually totally finished any of them. But I taught several classes for the mandala. And this goes back to quite a ways back. Oh, about 13 years. Pardon me. I think there's some dust in here. Here is the binding tool star that I made this to go with. Okay? So I'm going to stand up and show you this. Look at the colors and everything, and you'll know why I made the border the way I did. Okay. It's covered in threads, but all right. Here is the binding tool star. And it's such an easy quilt to make, and it's lovely. The first one that I did, I made and quilted in 2 weeks. And it's just so exciting. So, and I love these colors. So here is the quilt, and then this is going to be the binding for the edge. And now you see why I chose the colors that I did. So I'm going to leave this one out because I'm hoping that soon you'll get to see it all put together. And then I think I showed you in my last, one of the other batches of UFOs, I showed you one with white and pastels too. So I've made at least 3 of these. All right. 2 things left for today. I didn't go in my closet and get all of my floppies out. I'll show you those here and there. This is a very old UFO, 2008, Ann Smith. It's a mystery quilt because about that time, between 2005 and 2010, I made so many mysteries, and it actually improved my sewing. But look at this. Isn't this cute? 2008. And let's see what this is supposed to look like. I would even tell myself, don't look. I don't know. There's one page, but I know it's got to be more than that. But I would tell myself not to look. Oh, here's the finished product. It's supposed to be this. Okay, and here are the fabrics that I used. So I do love bright colors, that's for sure. So anyway, there's that one. And this one, the fabric got cut out. That's as far as I got. So, but 2008, and I was working on it over Christmas. So it can be a tricky time if you want to get something done. All right. This, I have no idea. So I'm just going to open it and see. It's weird. It's time to check your UFOs when you have no clue what it is and that you even made it to begin with. I do know now which one this is. This was when I was a quilt tester for Mary Mayhem, and this was a quilt she called a Hunter Star. You know who would love this is Miss Nadine, and probably Diana Wright too. That would be their colors. So it must be close to being done because that's all I have left. So anyway, so this is it for the, I don't even have the tops finished, batch. In my closet, I do have some floppies that are waiting to be quilted, and I know they technically count, but I'll pick another day to look at those, because I bet you there's at least 20 that I finished the top but haven't quilted it. But I tell you what, I had such a great time today. I had such a great time quilting that Halloween quilt and quilting the cow. I can't wait to get quilting these quilts. All right, so it's time to look at your quilts. Let's see what wonderful things you have come up with. Okay, thank you, Miss Nikki, you sweetheart. Okay. All right, let's look at what you have. All right. Let's see. All righty. Let's bring up your stuff. I think most of you have seen Miss B's latest work, but she did such a great job with this doggy quilt. And I'm trying to remember how she saw it, what made her think of making it. But it's her first time, I think, making something like this. She did a great job. Maybe she saw Dolores's work and thought, ooh, I'd like to do that. But isn't that wonderful? I love that. So thank you, Miss B. All right. Let's see who's next. Miss Betty, are you guys ready for this? Well, she did the Mountain Meadow quilt. Beautiful job. And she even put some Angelina fibers in there. It looks wonderful. So wonderful, wonderful job, Miss Betty. Now, I can't wait to show you. I never even thought about doing a landscape of a nighttime theme. How awesome is that? And I love the moon and the moon clouds. And she cut out, okay, here's the moon. Look at the bat. Look at the clouds. She cut out and attached to the black background. Then she cut the tree out and she cut out owls to place on the tree. Now, that's pretty amazing, right? Well, wait till you see what it looks like now that she's done more work on it. It is amazing. Okay, come on. Why can't I go to the, I'm going to have to, sometimes it won't let me back up. Now, here is the finish of this amazing quilt. I love, love, love it. Oops, I'm too close. Let me back out a little. Okay, look at this. She has put shading in it. She's put some subtleties in it. Look at that. It really makes the owl stand out in the reflected moonlight. Isn't that amazing? So I just wanted to say, Betty, way to go. Way to go, Miss Betty. It is gorgeous. Isn't that something? I'm just so proud of her. So way to go, Miss Betty. Now, Miss Bonnie's been busy, and she's now got 5 rows of her farmer's wife quilt done. Love it, love it, love it, Miss Bonnie. That is just wonderful. I love her fabrics, just really unique, interesting choices. And then, she's very, very proud of her great niece. Cute little baby. Oh, precious. And then she was working on some red work, doing a wonderful job. Wonderful. And she got a new chair. She did her job for the stimulus and helped boost the economy. And what a wonderful sewing chair. I want her to let us know how it's working. I would think it's very comfortable. All right. She finished her COVID community quilt, the exchange we did last year. And I think that's pretty much, let me see. I have just a few little things. Here is Mark and I showing off our COVID records, and that was in the Walgreens, and it was so easy to do. I'm thrilled. So that's Mark and I. Let's see. I'm trying to see which you've seen before and which you haven't. My granddog is growing very fast. He's over 25 pounds now at 12 weeks. So he's going to be a humongous puppy. Let's see. Here he is with his full-grown brother. Well, adopted brother. And he's only 12 weeks. But Buford, they seem to be doing really well. And I love that great big old muzzle on him. He is such a sweetie. And I have a feeling he's very smart. Then my daughter went to babysit my grandchildren. And this is my farmer's daughter that I made the cow for. And she's with my newest grandson, Donnie. So she was babysitting him. Beautiful, both of them. And then here's my Russell, who just had his 2nd birthday last week. So that's my Katie and Russell. And then she's holding Donnie, who's taking a nap. That is just so sweet. So hopefully, as I told you last week, here's Donnie, who decided that on his 7-month birthday, he would surprise his parents by standing up. So they had to lower that crib real fast. And now he wants to stand up all the time. He wants to keep up with that older brother. That's what that is. All right. I think there is another one here. My daughter and my oldest daughter, Becky, who's the teacher, and her son, they were doing a pretend drill and they were hiding. So he's doing online schooling, and so she takes him when she goes to teach. Now, there they are. All right, so that's that for me. And let's see. Dolores, yes, there is her raccoon once again. Amazingly realistic. Very amazingly realistic. Goodness gracious. And then her mountain meadow quilt that she's working on. Can't wait to see it when she's got her thread painting done. Lovely. All right, let's see. Who else do we have? Miss Diana. And we've got a really cute penguin quilt that she was working on. Knowing her, it's all completed by now, I bet. So wonderful. And then here, whoops, here is, I'll show you some more of that other one in just a moment. Here is her winter village, her large winter village almost done. Okay. I bet you she doesn't have many UFOs. What do you think? I bet you she doesn't. That's lovely. All right. Then her husband got very busy, and he's just like her. Boy, when they decide to do something, it's in the bag, let me tell you. And this is a fire pit he was building to go around their pool. And another photo, put the drainage and stuff in. And if he does it, he's going to do it right, let me tell you. Or maybe that's going to be for a gas fire pit. I have no idea. But I know he does it right. And here's stonework going on their fire pit area. Nice job. Nice job. And look at this. All done. Sitting back, taking a break. Isn't that nice? Lovely, lovely job. And 2 swings to enjoy it with. And then he wasn't done there. He wanted to make his own protective top for the grill. He's a welder. Look at this. Do you see what he made? And he has a stand for it. I'm sure they can grill on that, and then it just helps protect and keep the sparks and stuff from flying out too much. But look at that. Isn't that wonderful? Very talented man. And a nice, let me see, is that an octagon shape? Octagon. Wow. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. In fact, here is a photo of him working on it. There's Marty. Way to go, Marty. Yay. Way to go. So thank you, Miss Diana. All right. Then Diane 57 showed us one of the quilts she's working on. Look at this. I love it. I love how the stars seem to be just floating in front of the stripes. Nice work. All right, let's see who else we have now. Miss Jody, I can't get rid of these photos. I am so in love with this quilt. She is amazing. Isn't that amazing? And then watch, look at this. Oh, love it. Beautiful, beautiful work, Miss Jody. Okay, Linda McCollum. I wanted to show y'all these. They're so wonderful. She loves doing little bits of art. And I wanted to show you. Look at this. Some fabric, some paper. She colored and dyed them. Isn't that amazing? I just love it. So now I'm going to go to her next one. And she's used polymer clay to make the shoe collection. I mean, so realistic. And then a cabochon, polymer clay. Beautiful. I love the gold flake embedded. Then look at these bird stamps that she makes. I don't know how big or little they are little because this is the weave of the fabric that's behind them. And she says she loves making these. And she makes the little birds and then cuts them out and puts them on the stamp. And it's just beautiful. Look at these. And then she stitches them. But she said she adores making these. Aren't they amazing? I love it. I love it. And I wonder, does she get the paper or does she have a stamp that she stamps to make them look canceled? But that is so awesome. Wow. Wonderful work. Look at the bee on that one. Aw. So thank you so much for sharing that with us, Linda. We love them. And then she has this. I love that, you don't have to do a great, huge art project. You can just put together cute little things. You'll always have gifts for your quilting friends. Aren't they sweet? I just love them. A lot of people are doing things like this where they make one a day, and it's to kind of stretch their creative thinking and practice. And then this is a beautiful landscape that she did. And the way that she chose the fabrics to look reflective is just perfection. Excellent work. Excellent. Mm. Talented ladies we have here. Very talented. Got to show Marsha's crocheting. And because I do love that. In any artistic endeavor, that all counts as art. It's beautiful. And it makes you happy doing it, then it's extra beautiful. All right. Now, let's see what Miss Nadine has. You remember we were talking about the pineapple blocks. I think we've all decided it's too much work to take the paper off the back of the blocks when you're done. They're awesome and intricate, but boy, is that a lot of work. So, okay, let's see what else we have from Miss Nadine. Oh, she did a beautiful shot of jet trails in the sky and on a beautiful morning. Isn't that lovely? I love some of the shots she takes on her way to work. So beautiful. All right, here is another one with a few more blocks, the pineapple quilt. There's that. It's probably a quilt I won't ever make. There's something about the sharp points that I'm not particularly fond of, and it's a lot of work. Then, oh, here's she. This is so cute. She ordered from Missouri Star, and she's got her. Thanks, Nadine. Oh, I love that. I love it. And there, oh, look at that beautiful, beautiful fabric. Edita Sitar Laundry Basket Fabrics. And I have to tell you, Edita Sitar has the prettiest fabric lines. Oh my gosh, they're beautiful. Here's another one. She loves it when she gets happy mail. And she says she spends her quilting money on Miss Edita Sitar's stuff. And it's just beautiful. Just beautiful. Way to go, Nadine. And then you remember I showed you these the other week, but they deserve an encore. So talented. Look at this. And she's only been quilting a few years, but it shows just how much she's learned in that time. She's very talented. Look at that. Mm-mm-mm. And you know what? That's how you have to do a quilt like that. You have to be very organized, very meticulous to get that done. Here is the back of it. Look at all that. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, let me see what's next. Here's a little star for one component of that quilt. Love it. All right. And look at these. They're beautiful. It's so uniform and neat. It's so important when you're making something like this, not to stretch the biases. You want to keep that diamond shape. What I do when I make these is I make a cardboard cutout of the exact diamond shape you're supposed to have. And that way I can check my sewn piece compared to the template piece. And if I need to adjust it, I can spray the fabric with water, lay it on the cardboard, and pin it to the right shape. But she's so good at this, I don't think she has that problem. But I do. Anytime I make something like this, it's very easy for me to get a little wonky. And she was very excited to come home and found that my package finally made it to her, where I put the safety glove and I put a little owl pin cushion in there just for fun. We love our Miss Nadine. All right. There was one more beautiful outdoor scene that she had. And this is just beautiful. She lives near the river. And how lucky is she to be able to enjoy that? Beautiful. Then here is that gorgeous star all put together. And I want you to notice something. It's not that big. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. 19 inches. That includes the borders. So I'm very impressed. Very, very impressed. And then here is one of her new packages she got in the mail. And we saw another angle from this package. But isn't that wonderful to her? I hate to say it, but I've heard from people in England and France that we really do have the best quilt fabric here. So we're very fortunate. But luckily, she knows where to order her fabric. So that's terrific. Okay, Patricia Fry, I'm sorry she had to go, but she has been spending time with Thatcher, her grandson. And she took him to the Ripley's Aquarium in Myrtle Beach. So let's see these photos here. Oh, don't we just love penguins? I mean, how cute is that? We love penguins. And here's her grandson, Thatcher, in the penguin enclosure. I love how they make little pop-ups for them. And I think he's being a pirate here, but I'm not real sure. Okay. I've never been there myself. Oh, this is so cute. Just how we quilters always have to tell everybody every mistake we made. So, like it's therapy. All right. Go back to here. I think we're just about done. I did show you Miss Polly's work where she used ink tints, I believe, and did a beautiful job with that. So I love seeing, even at your practices, I love seeing, because we learn from all of it. Miss Susie Blake has been working on a couple attempts at doing the Mountain Meadow quilt. And can't wait to see what she comes up with next. And here's Susie and her gorgeous daughter. And love, love, love it. You can see their spirit. That sweet spirit just comes right through. All right, let's see who else. I think that one's it. So now, one thing I do want to talk about, and I'll show you a couple pictures that I have. Let me find my miscellaneous folder right here. I'm trying to decide what to practice or do for our next art quilt. I'm kind of considering, do we want to try something like that? I'm not sure. I could make an actual pattern that's the size you want to make it. But look at all of these gorgeous flowers. I don't know if this is something. I really don't. I just thought I'm searching and looking to find something that says, yes, do this. Oh, oh, that was my daughter's dog who passed, our Elmer. Oh, what a sweet doggy. Okay, here's some foxglove flowers, some fuchsia from a hanging basket, hydrangeas, water lily, passion flower. So I'm just trying to balloon flower. I'm just trying to come up with Do we want to do flowers? What do we want to do? So I'd like for you to spend some time this week, if you could, thinking, coming up with ideas of what will be our next project. What will we make next for our Art Quilt Thursday? And we'll talk it over, and then I'll come up with some kind of decision I can share with you. All right. And somebody just let me know if we're still here and I didn't knock us loose or anything like that. Well, you know what? I didn't do a landscape for a long time. I kept looking at other people's and observing and trying to figure out what were the things they were doing that made the landscapes. Oh, good. Thank you. So I did the same thing, Polly. And what it does is it just builds up a bank of knowledge for you so that when you feel like trying it, you'll be ready. So don't even worry about that. I was interested in landscapes for years before I was brave enough to try one because I just assumed they were way too hard. But anyway, oh, I didn't mean. I think we covered everything on here. Yay! It was so nice because I told myself, Deb, don't overbook this one because you want to be able to show those UFOs. So, and you know what I'm doing? I'm making special, because I had to dig these out from here, there, and everywhere. And I'm making special tubs that are going to list everything so I never lose them again. So, because you know what? They're too much fun. And I'm excited. The things, when I look at a UFO and I go, oh, I can't wait to finish this, that's a good sign. If I don't feel like that, I'll put them in the pass along pile, which so far I've got like at least 6, and there'll be more. So, oh, thank you, Miss Polly. Thank you very much. Well, and oh, there is Jamie's Crafty World. We were just talking about you, sweetheart. Oh, and Jody loves the pineapple blocks. Oh, honey, 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 I'll give you all of mine. I don't have any, but if I did, I'd give them to you. So I think pineapple blocks, I did that one just because I thought Nadine was asking for help, but I'm not sure she was, but at least it's done now and anybody wants to know. But that's the only pineapple block I'll ever do. And it had butterflies in it, so I gave it to my granddaughter. So she'll probably keep it a while and then go, okay, I don't know what to do with this, and toss it. But anything else? Any questions? Oh, Susan, thank you, my sweetheart. And Susan, I can't wait for you to keep us posted on what's going to happen. Oh, and so I'm hoping to do the last landscape class this coming Thursday. Guess what date Thursday is? April Fool's Day. So I might be an April Fool. But anyway, be thinking about what any of you art quilters, what would you like to, it doesn't have to be something you want to do. It could be something you want to see me do. That's great with me. So just keep me posted. I know. It's like a little scary to do that. But anyway, that's great. So be thinking, and even if you don't make it on Thursdays, if there's something that because I show it on Sunday too, but let me know. And I forgot what these things are called, but I like them. To me, that's easier to deal with than the ones you had to hold up and then try to iron, and I didn't have enough hands. So, all right, everybody. Well, I think I am done, and my Katie and I are going to have a good conversation today. She was like, do you have time before you do it? We just love to catch up because, we try to email each other and text each other every day, but sometimes you just need a good old conversation, and that will be nice. Yes, and don't forget, for the landscape, I pulled out my ribbons. I have a few precious silk ribbons, but I do have some polyester ribbons, the thin little ribbon. They'll make wonderful wildflowers on that landscape. So I need to take some more yarns and make some more stems. And then I have to say, okay, I'm ready to take that ribbon and or some floss and make some great flowers. That would be wonderful. What a great idea. Because I do love seeing my girl. Oh, Robin, it was so good to see you again. You don't know. I know you've been here like twice lately. I miss y'all when you're not here. So when I see your name pop up, I get so excited. And I don't know if I told y'all, but I think I did, that I've decided to no longer run the big retreats every year. But if this COVID thing eventually goes away and we can get together, I told them just make sure I'm invited and I'll get to invite anybody, I'll get to invite someone. And so don't worry about that. But I said, you know what? I don't have time anymore, or energy to do it all. And what do I love best? I love this time with y'all. So I said, this is going to stay and I'll let some younger people do the retreat. So, if you wanted to send it to me, Susan, that would be lovely. But don't go out and don't stress yourself. And just keep working on. Oh, we've got a Sandra Duma, Santa de Cruz. Oh, really nice. So good to see you, Sandra. And so it was really good to spend this time with all of you. And it's wonderful. Make sure you do something real good for yourself this week. Easter's coming up. So maybe I'll dye some eggs. I think I just might. I'm here. Mark probably won't do it with me, but I can just do it just for my inner child or my inner goofiness. I think I'm going to do that. So I hope you will all dye some Easter eggs, and I'll bring what I dye to show you next Sunday. Take good care of yourself. Do something special just for you. And this is our one and only go round. So seize the day and make it creative. Okay, everybody? Oh, that's a great idea. I'm going to have to do that. I've got those Crayola markers. What a great idea. That way I can sit and do it while I'm watching TV with my boyfriend. So y'all take good care of yourself. I will see you Thursday night and next Sunday. Take time and enjoy the little pops of spring that are coming out. Because that green, that apple green, it disappears by June. So enjoy it. Okay? Take good care. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for spending this time with me. Thank you. I think I will have to read the box, but I'm pretty sure it's non-toxic. But I'll buy store-bought eggs to dye. That way I won't have to worry if I eat them. I'll give them to my chickens. Even they'll say, no, we prefer our own. Did you know chickens love eating their own eggs? Yeah. You got to be real careful that you don't let them see they can be broken. So take good care. It's so good seeing you. Have a great week. April Fool's Day is coming. Bye-bye, everybody. You're the best.